I am that girl. I am the woman that I think I am, and I deserve the best, and so do you. If you started your relationship acting or pretending or trying to be someone that you are not, how many people are catfish on these dating apps? And when you meet them in person, you're like, you're 4'1" and you said 6 feet. So date them all. Let people show you who they are before you put them on a pedestal and you're like, oh my God, there's so much potential. You start guard what is sacred to you. Don't let anyone just have access to you. If you're struggling with sexual temptation or sexual desires, I need you to look yourself in the mirror and remind yourself of, oh, why am I just giving my body away? I am not anyone's experience. And truly, I wish I had this video a long time ago, because growth is visual. You can see when somebody pours into themselves and when somebody neglects themselves. Hello, my beautiful people. I am so excited for today's topic because I woke up this morning and I was like, what advice would I give my younger self about dating? And I am engaged. However, I do want to give y'all, especially my single ladies, some advice, some tips. And even if you're married or engaged, you might actually find these tips helpful as well. Oftentimes on certain videos, some women will comment, oh, not every video is going to be for you. And just expect that. Not every video that I drop or anyone drops or creates is going to be for you. And so you can skip. However, I know this advice will be so helpful for anyone single, dating, or married, because I love to keep it hot and spicy and healthy for my girls. If you are new to meeting me for the first time, welcome. And to all my people returning, welcome back. I am so excited. Let's get into it for today. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, that like button, and comment some love down below. I also am sharing my personality with you at the end of the video, because I don't know if you've already seen my shorts. I was on my walking pad, just walking, feeling the groove and the beats in some 6-inch Louboutins, and I was like, who wouldn't marry me? I am that girl. I am the woman that I think I am, and I deserve the best, and so do you. You have to think that way. I feel like a lot of women, or just people in general, walk through life thinking that they don't deserve the best, and then you end up settling for the bare minimum. You settle for what settles for you, or you just settle for convenience or comfort. And we're gonna get there. I wrote down all of the notes. I text myself everything, and this is how I come up with ideas. So I actually woke up this morning, and this is how I come up with my thoughts. Starting off with number one, it's so important to create a list of character traits and values of your dream man that he should possess. And also be the reflection of what you are looking for. Oftentimes, I was looking for a healthy man, a masculine man, or a provider. This, that. However, can you provide for yourself? Are you healthy? Are you taking care of yourself? Are you generous? Are you reliable? All these traits that we look for in a partner, we should be able to possess them as well. Also, in this category, I need you to have a list of what you do and you do not tolerate from the jump. You're not waiting to start dating to start creating the list. You should have a standard of what you're expecting. You should have a list in place that holds you accountable so that you aren't just settling for a good time, a great night, or because somebody is spoiling you or generous. I want you to be clear on how you want to be treated, on how you want to be spoiled, on whether you want to be spoiled or you care about being spoiled, and what does spoiled look like for you. When I first started dating my fiance, I made him read the book, The 4 Love Languages. I also read the book as well. And I wanted to understand what my love language is and what his love language is. And understanding each other's love languages, especially your own, is going to help you develop a healthy relationship where you're not just a taker, but you can give in a way that is what your partner enjoys, loves, and desires from his own partner. Also, you need to be clear whether you want children or not, marriage or not, if you want a big picket fence or if you want an acreage. You need to be really specific. Therefore, if you are sitting at the table with somebody who does not want any of what you want, you are not compromising. Oftentimes, we go into relationships or we start the dating phase with compromise. You're like, oh, well, maybe down the line you'll change your mind. And down the line, they don't end up changing their mind, or you don't end up changing your mind. And then after that, you resent each other, or you end up breaking up. And then you feel like, you wasted so many years. It's so important to know what you want as a woman. And if you're a man watching this, it's important to know what you want as well. For me, I knew two things for sure. I wanted the man of my dreams. He's healthy. He takes care of himself. He cares about his health. He genuinely wants to be here, and his actions show that in how he takes care of himself. Also, a man of God, a man that fears God, but I also had to learn to fear God so that I could let go of my urges of the world, any sexual desires, sexual temptation, more self control, more patience, more faith, and a partner that matched that energy and understood what we were doing prior to marriage. And it took me a while to get to that point of waiting or wanting to wait or controlling my sexual urges. And I truly couldn't do it without God. I really couldn't do it without God. And I'll get into more about the body and sexual urges very soon in one of my tips here. So let's go on. Number two, I recommend dating them all, not putting your eggs in one basket. And I would say to date people up to a year to 2 years before you put a label on it. You really want to make sure that the person that you're loving, you love with focus, you love with all your heart, that you don't look left or right, vice versa. They don't look left or right. In their actions, their daily actions, they show you without having to be forced, without having to be watched, without having to be reminded that they want to be a part of your life, that they are willing to wait on you, that they are willing to grow with you and motivate you and become healthy with you and spiritually healthy, financially healthy with you. And that does take time to just watch a person be who they are without acting and pretending. Because eventually, if you started your relationship acting or pretending or trying to be someone that you're not, how many people are catfish on these dating apps? And when you meet them in person, you're like, you're 4'1" and you said 6 feet. Or a woman that uses a ton of filters, and then you see her in public and you're like, girl, you don't even look like that. Your body doesn't look like that. Your face doesn't look like that. And of course, no man is going to call you back. No woman is going to call you back. And I've met women in person that use a lot of filters on Instagram. And I'm like, how sad. There was a point in my life where I used filters, not because I needed it, but because I was like, oh, these are so cool. However, as I put myself out there on social media more, I knew there's chances of running into people in person. I wanted to make sure that I was better in person. That is my motto. I'm better. My energy is better. My body is better. My face is better. My character is better. My discipline is better. Everything that somebody will see, my car is cleaner. Everything that people will see in person will outshine what they see online. And unfortunately, the world does it backwards. And then they wonder why you're not getting a phone call, you're not getting a text, the man used you or the woman used you for one night, and then you're devastated. You're like, I feel violated. Of course, because you weren't being yourself. So date them all. Let people show you who they are before you put them on a pedestal and you're like, oh my God, there's so much potential. You start kikiing with your girlfriends, or, oh, I think I found him. I think, pray about it. Pray over everyone you meet, whether it's a friendship or a relationship. Pray about it. Because a lot of people change over time. Not everybody is into healthy growth or accountability. A lot of us, until we realize that we do have a lot of healing to do, we end up going into relationships with a lot of turmoil, with a lot of baggage, trauma, financial struggles, emotional struggles, mental issues, thinking that that other person is here to fix you. No, you're putting a lot of baggage and strain on your relationship. You want to enter the relationship at your most emotional, mental, and physical healthiest state, financially too, so that you aren't a burden, so you can grow together, glow together, health up together. So just take your time when it comes to, oh my goodness, we are that. Date them all. And trust me, I got a lot of points in here. I know when you meet one person, you're like, oh my God, this could be it. But there are other connections that you're going to make. Remember the ex that you thought was going to be your knight in shining armor, and now he's your ex? Then you go and meet somebody else, and then they're your ex. God has someone for everyone, but you cannot just put your eggs in one basket in order to find them. 3, do not give your body away to anyone who is not your husband just to prove yourself to anyone. And I honestly wish I had a video with all the advices that I'm going to tell you today, because yes, I've given my body away before marriage, even to my fiance and to other men. Listen, ladies, it's not worth it. I honestly felt violated. I felt used. I felt like I just gave someone access to the most sacred part of my being, my soul. You also do exchange energies whenever you're laying down with someone. And unless you're an athlete, you may not even understand this, but a lot of athletes do take sexual breaks when it comes to performance. You can get optimal performance when you are not releasing certain energy out of your body. And so when I would bodybuild, there would be 2 weeks where I knew that I was not doing anything sexual because of how I wanted my muscles to look, how tight I wanted my body and my focus to be. I don't even know how to explain it, but I feel like that's why I'm so disciplined and focused now, because my fiance and I were both abstinent. I'm driven. I'm driven right now. I'm driven right now. And so the minute you start doing sexual activities with your people, your partner, especially if they're not your husband, you're trading emotions, you're trading traumas, you're trading a lot of them onto you. And if you are in a creative mode, you may end up just putting a blockage on how creative you could be, how focused you could be, how disciplined you could be, just because of someone else's baggage or energy that they needed to work on. So even in this state, it's really important for both people to grow and just make sure that actions always align for you to actually see the growth. Growth is visual. You can see when somebody pours into themselves and when somebody neglects themselves. Honestly, ladies, I just want you to look at your body as valuable. The best investment that you'll ever work on, the best thing God has ever given you. One day you are not going to be here. And it's so important that you live intentionally and that not just anyone has access to your body. I know I'm sexy. I know I'm fine. And I really don't care if anyone thinks I'm shallow for saying it. I know who I am. I work so hard, and I also help women, wives, mothers feel the same way. My clients will be like, we're turned up in this house. We are making babies. We're doing this. We're doing that. My man is feeling my glutes. I do that for women, but how can I pour into another woman if I'm not confident myself? So you can never be intimidated by a confident woman, but being coached by a confident woman, your life would change. All my clients would tell you that. It's really important that you work on yourself. Guard what is sacred to you. Don't let anyone just have access to you. If you're struggling with sexual temptation or sexual desires, I need you to look yourself in the mirror and remind yourself of, oh, why am I just giving my body away? This is so sacred. I'm not walking on the street, walking into the restaurant, walking into the gym for no one to ever point finger and call and say, I slept with her. I saw her. I've experienced her. I am not anyone's experience. And truly, I wish I had this video a long time ago, because a lot of y'all are walking around and people can point you out. People can look you up on Instagram and point you out, and you get degraded and devalued every time. I really want you to just look at, I need to be stronger with my sexual discipline, my sexual desires, giving your body out to absolutely Joe Blow. And because he looks good, because he does this, you know what? I have dated men in the past and I've gotten a lot from them. They've given me money, they've given me gifts, and I didn't even have to sleep with them. Ladies, you got to be so smart on how you can maneuver with a man, and you don't even have to physically give your body away for food, for nice restaurants, for gifts, for trips, for this. You shouldn't even be giving out your body and showing him that's the price that he has to pay. Anyways, I wish somebody had given me this advice, and so I'm giving it to you. And I could touch on that subject forever. But ladies and my daughters, guard your body with everything. Let a man work and show you that he wants to be in your life. He wants to be a part of your dreams. He wants to be committed to you. Let him show you through his daily actions and give him time. We don't just give it up immediately. A good man will wait. And I'm not listening to no female that's going to be like, all the good men are taken. I meet good men every single day. I meet them all the time at the gym, at restaurants, innocent men, genuine men, just talking about how they wish they could find a genuine woman to become a wife. And I don't know. You have to change in order to attract what you want. Number one, you need to know what you want and also possess what you want and desire from others as well. Number four, don't lose your drive, your hustle, or your ambition. Improve and enhance what no one can take away from you. When I moved here with my ex, right, I moved province to another province to here. And when we broke up during COVID, my dad passed away and my friend took me in. I said, I'm not going to be angry. In the moment I was angry, I said, God, if you don't let me fall, I will use my testimony to help so many women. And then I also said, I am going to work on what no one can ever take away from me. That is going to be your education, your skills, your beauty, your health, your network. How many of you guys are sleeping on your potential because you're wasting your time texting this man or asking him why he hasn't texted you back, or because he made you emotional, he did something and you're like, oh, you're just throwing me off. I'm not feeling good. I just got out of a breakup. Babe, wake up and send this video to all your girls, whether they're in a relationship and they're losing themselves or they're gaining weight or they're emotionally overwhelmed or they're mentally distraught. I need you to send this video to all your girls. Listen, work on things that no one can ever take from you. Your skills, that's communication, that's finances, that's speaking. There's so many skills that you could tap into. Speaking another language, baby, your confidence. Pour into everything from the inside that no one could ever take from you, and you're going to see how unstoppable you are. The confidence that comes when you know that God has put so much power in you as a woman to be able to carry and bear children, for you to be the power of your household, to be the power of the world. Women, the closest thing to God, and you're tripping over a man, you're tripping over people that disrespect you, whether it's a woman or a man. No. You're going to work on your beauty. You're going to work on your education. You're going to work on your skills. You're going to work on your health. Because a lot of y'all, when you get into a relationship, all of a sudden you think you can just eat what a man eats, gaining more than what the man has. And then years later, when you're like, I've lost myself, I've gained 50 or 80 pounds, or you're like me and I became even malnourished. Once again, I worked so hard for my body and then I found myself in sadness only to self-sabotage my progress because I put so much emphasis on this relationship and I wasn't working on myself every single day I was in this relationship. When you are in relationships, you should be growing in relationships, in work. You should always be growing. You should always still be enhancing your skills, just like a nutritionist or a trainer or a financial advisor. Whatever it is that you do for work, you should still keep learning. Even in marriage, even in dating, even in romance and friendships, social media, keep learning. Don't get comfortable. And a lot of y'all want to get comfortable and open a bag of chips and then tell me that you binge ate last night. Listen, eat your real food, take care of your health, and watch what kind of gas you're putting in your tank. Listen, leveling up is always your biggest flex. Your biggest flex, the best revenge you could ever deliver is becoming a woman that is unstoppable. When your ex see you and they're like, her body is different, not because you paid for it now, unless you paid for a membership or a coach, right? Or her mind, the way she walks, the way she carries herself, her posture. It's why when your exes run into you, they don't see that you got better. They see that you got worse. Why are you still crashing out online rather than using the online platform to rise up? The best revenge is becoming a better you, better than the last. Number 5, keep God center of everything. I need you to pray and ask before you react or you make any big decisions. And that's one thing I am learning this year is to pray over everything. Pray when I go to sleep. Cover me, Lord. Pray when I wake up. Thank you, Lord, for another day. Pray when I'm about to make decisions, financial decisions, romantic decisions, getting married, when I'm getting married. I cannot plan out my life, but God has a plan for us. And so it's so important to continue to ask for God to show you his will and his way, his direction, his protection. I promise you, get closer to God. And it all just starts with a prayer, making time to pray. And there's no, I'm going to do it in the morning at 8 a.m. God just wants you to welcome him whenever it is, when you're driving, before you start scrolling. Like, God, show me what I need to see. Speak to me through someone else today, even if it's one word or a sentence. And that is how I've been moving and living out my life. The answer is not always given right away. So learn to walk with faith and not out of lack or desperation. Oftentimes we make decisions out of lack, emotional needs, or desperation. How many times have you chosen a one night stand or a partner or a fling or a situationship just because you're like, I have no sexual discipline, because I've been there. I have no sexual discipline. I have no self control. I really need my back blown out. I need this, I need that, rather than my future self would prefer if I did this instead. And so when you are feeling weak, that is God to come in and work your life. God wants us to rely on him, not rely on man, not rely on money, not rely on the world. God wants you to rely on him, especially in your hardest days, especially when you're dark. No, I have not fornicated in 2 years. No, I don't watch porn. No, I don't drink. No, I don't smoke. And honestly, looking way back into my life, I never thought that I could get rid of any of that. The desires, the temptation of the world. I never thought that I could have this much discipline, which shows me I can have a lot more discipline in any area of my life. So I wrote, God ultimately wants you to rely on him for anything, especially when you feel like you must get a certain emotion, get a certain feeling, a need fixed from someone else. When we rely on our partners, when we rely on our friends, when we rely on money, when we rely on ourselves, when we make decisions and make plans rather than coming to God. And what I realized and why my relationships never worked out was I always was in fear that I'm going to lose them rather than being in fear that I'm going to lose God. And so I had to look at, God, I am sorry that I put so much reliance on my ex partners. That when I was hurt, when I was sad, when things were going on, it turned me vicious, it turned me angry. And I made a lot of decisions. I said a lot of things that may have hurt them or made me get out of character. And I remember promising myself that I will never get out of character for anyone else ever again. And so praying is so important, to put God first whenever you feel like this is why you're emotional. This is why you're upset, because this person didn't validate you. This person didn't apologize. This person didn't love you. This person broke your heart. But God wants you to rely on him. He loves you unconditionally. And when I'm hurting, I feel so far like, God, can you really feel my pain? Can you really see that I need you or right now? And so it's relying and waiting on him with faith. God is taking care of my situations and he knows that he has the best outcome. 6 years ago, when I lost my father and I had a U-turn and the breakup happened, of course, I thought I'm never going to get anyone better than this. I'm never going to be able to have a love better than this. But God was always there with me throughout the entire way. And whether, and no matter where the love goes in this world or from this world, my God loves me. And that is enough for me to keep pushing, keep going. In moments where I've doubted my life, in moments where I've doubted, oh my goodness, why is this happening to me? God is like, I'm here because I want you to know I have something bigger, but I need you to keep going. Every situation that tried to break you, God is going to use it to build you up. Whether you're coming out of a divorce, coming out of a breakup, coming out of feeling lonely, coming out of feeling like you're the only parent raising your children. I was raised by a single mother. I saw her push through. I saw God's faithfulness. I saw God's grace. And honestly, y'all, I am a reflection of my mother's resilience to I'm going to push through as an immigrant that has no family here, that is pushing through depression, raising two young children and with an unstable job and a questionable life. And I saw God turn my mother's life around. And because of that example, she stayed faithful and she honestly never brought another man around us. And not saying that you can't date or you can't remarry. Put God first before you make any decisions, or you feel like you need to make a decision because you're lonely, you're in lack of, you're desperate. Number 6, privacy is a luxury. Your relationship or your dating life is not. Mine for sure is not for entertainment. I learned that the hard way with my ex. I was like, we had started a whole Instagram page of us doing fun things, cute things, and I'm not trying to be couple goals. I'm not trying to be any goals. I'm not trying to be anyone's idol. I don't want anyone comparing their life to mine. And what I realized is privacy is king. Privacy is luxury. And I will never put my man on the internet, not to flex, not for anyone's entertainment, because you know what? There are evil people that wish you the worst rather than the best. Unfortunately, that is how the world works. We can't change it. It is what it is. There are evil spirits that monitor, and there are evil people around us that have no care in the world for their nasty character. Listen, y'all, instead of trying to post that is happening for you, I don't even flex what my man will buy for me anymore, what we do, anything like that. Even if you know I had a man, I'm probably sure before I even had a ring, people didn't even know that I had a man. And that is totally fine. I am not here to prove that I'm a wife, a girlfriend, a fiance. And you shouldn't be here to prove, oh my gosh, I'm this. A lot of people look for their identity in labels. And listen, your identity is found in God, okay? A relationship doesn't make you. Being a wife doesn't make you. Being a mother doesn't make you. Being a girlfriend doesn't make you any more valuable than what God has created you beyond one label. All right. You do not need to prove yourself or your family status or your dating status to absolutely anyone in the world. Keep it private. Keep it on the down low. Nobody needs to know, not even your friends, because some of your friends will be jealous of what your man can do for you. Are you kidding me? No, not everyone can meet my man, and I barely want a wedding. I don't even want a big wedding. All right. Just take your time with who you introduce him to, who you talk to him about. I don't even talk to anyone about my relationship. And that is me respecting my privacy. So I also wrote, be intentional and discreet. Number 7, feel your emotions, but learn to have self-control in them. Not making decisions based on you being hurt, sad, lonely, or fear. You won't be given someone better. Settling because you're lonely, sad because women around you are getting engaged. How many women are so bitter or just sad or hopeless because you see a lot of your favorite creators getting engaged or ring shopping or doing this or getting married in their late 20s or their 30s. I remember talking to this young girl, and she just turned 30 this past weekend. And she was like, I had a crash out. I was crying because I had envisioned that my life would be a certain way by now. And how many of us can actually attest? I know that a lot of us, whether you are married, dating, single, or you became a mom, or you're hoping for children, listen, God still has a plan for you. God has a plan for you. Every day that you wake up, be intentional and optimistic and pray, God, put it in my path. For whatever you desire for me, your child, put it in my path. And don't make any decisions because of what you see on social media. It's so important to touch reality. Be very honest and transparent with yourself. And oftentimes, God doesn't give us what we desire, what we deserve, until we're fully ready within ourselves to take care of it. A lot of people want the body of their dreams, right? They do shortcuts thinking, oh, I lost 30 pounds from that diet, from these pills. You still have the same habits, and you're going to be stuck on that for the rest of your life, right? Stuck doing these diets that don't work, stuck having these pills that they get you results, but stuck on it for you rely on that rather than changing your entire habits and your character for the sustainable lifestyle. That's just like dating. That's just like friendships. That's like motherhood. That's marriage. It's about changing for the role that you want. So, as a mom, right, you want to feed your children healthy food. That requires you, prior to being a mom, to take care of yourself, to learn recipes, to whether you're single right now, I would personally be focusing on learning how to make a few recipes in the kitchen. Prior to my current relationship, that is what I was doing. I was at home by myself, experimenting with new recipes, trying new things, baking new things. I did all of this when I was single. I also enjoyed cleaning my home. A lot of women, I heard the other day, she was like, oh my goodness, I will never clean my house. I will hire out, or I will never make it, or I don't cook. And I'm just like, y'all, I get it that we can hire companies, but you should at least have a little bit of talent, or just a little bit of, you can save your family if you had to. And maybe if you don't cook, your man will cook, but at least be able to make a few dishes, be able to clean your home just a little bit, and then get that deep clean by a company. But you should be able to do a few things that way. You should always have some backup skills. You get what I'm saying? Some backup skills. Number 8, work hard and spend your money on health and travel. So a lot of my girlies, I'm so sorry that I am never putting you guys on to clothing or buy that designer bag. We're not struggling over here. And I'm not somebody who's like, oh my goodness, buy this, buy that. But I want you to invest. I just want you to spend your money wisely. Spend your money on things that are going to make you proud to say, I did this, I bought this, I was able to do this. And travel as well. A lot of the times you're spending so much money on clothes, shoes, food, all of this unnecessary stuff. You find something, you're like, I need that, I need that. Go take a trip, especially if you're single. I would tell my single girlies, take the flight, and go by yourself, because I know my man. When I was single, they're in different countries, and I'm going by myself because I want to take the time to get to know my man, or my whatever I'm talking to. Go by yourself, because I'm not trying to do a double date, and I'm not trying to be having no third wheel with me. Take flights. While you're in your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, maybe you just came out of a relationship. Baby, date internationally. Learn a new language. Learn some new cooking styles and cooking skills. And oh, don't we just love an accent? My man has an accent. But don't we just love an accent? Right? And music, different kinds of music, and 6 feet and over, baby. And you're gonna find that in Europe. I'm just joking. You can find that all over the world. You can find that in South Africa. You can find that in America. But you should just be taking trips, taking flights. Because why are you buying food? Unless it's healthy food. But I don't even spend so much money on groceries because I know what's in my grocery list. So stop wasting your money on stupidness, y'all. All right? Stop wasting on alcohol, on weed, on all this extra stuff, and save your money. Take a flight and go to the nice restaurants, sit at a table or the bar. Babe, get on a dating app in the new country and gallivant, like tripping over some loser in your city. Babe, there's nothing over here. So just take a damn flight and stop crying. I also said try new quality places, new gyms worldwide. I love traveling to gyms worldwide. Live in different countries and date internationally. Number 9, live with intention and purpose. The mission should always come first. Anyone who enters your life should be of value. They should bring value, and you should bring value. They add to you becoming a better version of yourself daily. They do not influence you, though, to be mediocre. A lot of you guys are around people that don't have good habits, that don't have structure, no values, no mission, no morals. They're just living and surviving day to day. Baby, I like my people ambitious. I like them hungry. And when I tell them my goals, I don't say all goals, but when I tell them a few goals, they don't look at me like I'm limited. They're like, yeah, go get it. I want to be a part of the lion pack. My man needs to be a part of the lion pack where he's adding to me. And a lot of you guys be like, oh, no, no, let's just come home and just Netflix and chips and you're struggling financially. I want to figure it out. I want to be a part of the winning team that's like, we don't sleep until we eat. Listen, whether it's your friends or your relationship or you just got saved and God was like, nope, out of that relationship, yes, it's a blessing. Trust that redirection and go hustle your way into a new circle that's going to show you how to add to your mindset. Develop momentum, not motivation. Develop discipline for when you don't feel like doing something, you go and do it anyways. Many businesses have been built by women who they just took a redirection and they needed it. They cried their ass off, but they didn't get into another relationship. They were like, no, I'm going to financially glow up. So what are you waiting for? You're waiting for another man to come over here and save you or to drain you. Get your energy up. Make sure you're around the right people. If your friends are just like, they do the mundane thing. Okay, friend groups. Go to different events, go places, travel, like I said, or do it solo. I remember a girl asking recently, do you recommend having an accountability partner? Well, unless my accountability partner is 10 steps ahead of me, no, I'm not hanging out or relying on my friends to motivate me. A lot of you guys are like, oh, my friend and I are going to the gym, and then your friend is like, I can't, and then you don't end up going or you get thrown off. I am not waiting for you to do nothing. I'm gonna go take responsibility of my own life and my own time, and I'm gonna go get it done. That's what we do over here. That's what you do over there. Number 10, dress and take care of yourself to impress. Never dim your light, never dress down, never settle for inconvenience, and never settle for someone else's comfort, babe. Learn to take compliments, be humble, be bold, and be kind, like the queen that you are. Okay, when you walk into the room, your presence is magnetic. It stops the room. Everyone is just like, wow, who is that? I need to meet her. I need to date her. I need to take her out. I need to scrumptious. Set the bar and set some standards immediately. If you're single, you have time. If you're in a relationship or a marriage, you still have time. A lot of us have just lost ourselves, and I'm going to be the one to pour into you for you to add some more spice back into your life and maybe the bedroom if you're married. Be okay that not everyone will make it, and you won't make it to everyone either. So not everyone's gonna like you, not everyone's gonna fancy you, and be okay with that, babe. Because we're not out here to impress. We're not not here to over please and please people or make them feel comfortable. Like girls should know I'm gonna come 10 toes down. And if I want to be in gym clothes, I really don't care what my friend looks either. Be confident with whatever you do, whatever you say, whatever you wear. But make sure you are showing up like you already know who you are. So nobody else can put you down. Okay? How you feel about yourself, that's going to show on the outside. How you feel about yourself, how you take care of yourself, you take care of stress, you take care of your emotions. It's going to show and reflect from the outside. Number 11, be of sober mind. And I'm going to put the Bible verse here. Be of sober mind. Of course, when I was younger, I was not thinking about being of sober mind going on dates. I was like, oh, I'm so shy, I'm so timid. Is he gonna like me? My rule has been after my 6th year of growing up, now 4 years with my man. Listen, if you're intoxicated on any substance or alcohol, I'm not speaking to you. Period. If we can have a proper conversation and you are just straight sober, if you're not that, we can't speak, because I need you to be comfortable. I need you to be confident. I need you to be bold when you're next to me, when you're speaking to me, when you're looking me in my face, when you're making eye contact with me, when you say you want to me, I want you to be sober. Tell me how you really feel. And so, yeah, a lot of the times we're trying to get comfortable. We're trying to lighten up, listen to some music. And then you know what? When you're intoxicated, that is when you're going to make a lot of damaging decisions. You're like, ooh, I'm feeling off the Henny. I'm feeling this. I need my back blown out. I need some. Yeah. Anything that's going to change your mental state, your emotional state, is dangerous, especially in the company of others that you're first getting to know or when you're by yourself. That's why it's so important to be mindful that you have healthy coping mechanisms. Because when you put your mind through test of substances, alcohol, and you're not 100% you, it's dangerous for the emotions, it's dangerous for your mental state, and it's dangerous for the decisions that you make. You might send a text, you might send a picture, you might send some nasty words, you might just do some things that you shouldn't do. And that is why you should not rely on these substances. When you go on dates, when you start marriages, when you start friendships and relationships, be of sober mind and make sure they are sober too. And honestly, this bringing around vapes is very unattractive, okay? Like, is it attached to your hand? Why is alcohol or a wine glass attached to your hand? Why do adults make this so normalized that it's just like, are we children in adult bodies? Yes, let me answer my rhetorical question. It's just not attractive to see a woman just carrying like vape everywhere she's going with her. Like, it's necessary to be in my purse. And I'm not making fun of anybody because I've been there before, but looking back, I truly wish somebody told me, like, you need to put that away. I've got two more, y'all. Number 12, I want you to invest in hobbies that grow you. Whether that's golfing, tennis, the gym, swimming, there are many hobbies, painting, all of the shebang. Then I want you to maintain these habits with importance, even in a relationship. Because oftentimes we get into a relationship, you want to start doing what the other person is doing, or you want to cater to their schedule. That is how you lose yourself. You need to maintain the habits that you had prior to being in a relationship. If you eat healthy, there's no reason why you should be even dating anyone that can't switch over to a cleaner meal plan. Because I'm not dating you if you don't know how to eat, or if you don't want to switch over to being healthier. I'm not dating anyone that doesn't care about their health and they just want to pig out all the time. Absolutely not. It's not my kind of man, and it's not the kind of performance that I want either for me or my children. So, your mind is the strongest muscle you can build. You're going to train your body and you're going to strengthen your mind. And whoever is around you, they need to adapt that concept too. Discipline is sexy, integrity is respectable, consistency to push through is rare when you're going through it. Always going to be going through it. I see that my package may be coming. We're always going to have moments where we're going through it. You need to strengthen your mind and make sure those around you are just on the same path. Can't have weak links around you, or else you're going to fall into temptation and you keep starting and stopping. Get everybody on the same plan. Like, there are no choices. This is the decision that I've made for my household. For if you want to date me, if you want to marry me, this is what I require. You are the prize. Why are you so afraid to speak? Why are you so afraid to set the foundation, especially when you could be healthier, wealthier, hotter, smarter, knowledgeable? Why are you afraid to set the foundation? It's because you don't want to live up to your own standards. You don't want to push yourself. But it's really important to make things clear. So that way, anytime you are falling short and you're waiting for God to come through, you're on the same page with your partner, your family, your friends, your children. Expect the most growth in solitude. So if you're single, you're not behind and you're not alone. If you dive into self-development and self-improvement, you'll see God change you from the inside out. Your energy is going to be so pure. It's going to be so rare. And there's a certain energy shift when you're walking by faith and walking with God. You just know God's got your back. You walk differently with that reassurance, especially when you're reading his words as well, that even though I'm single, God is preparing me for the dreams of my life. I deserve the best, so I'm going to get the best. And anytime I fell short or anytime things didn't work out my way, God has always given me better, honestly. I may have to go through a season of hardships or pain or sadness or loneliness, but God, what are you teaching me in this moment? And how can I rise up to a higher level so when I do step out to date, when I do step out to be a part of people's to contribute. I am this masterpiece. I am operating at my highest performance, my highest level, and I'm proud to be this woman, proud to be this man. You really have to enjoy moments of solitude, whether you're dating or you're single. I have this room to myself. There are moments where my man will catch me reading, catch me dancing, catch me preparing, me doing so many things that allow me to improve myself and to evolve. Also, when I was single, taking moments to just accept that I live alone and I'm going to be okay. And that even though 2 years was going by, that I'm still going to be okay. There is love. There is enough love for everyone in this world. But I needed to give it to myself first to appreciate what real love would feel like, or even know what it would feel like. And it's healthy and it's happy. It's not always perfect, but it is consistent. There's a difference between conditional love and unconditional love. And I'm looking for unconditional love when I grew up with conditional love. It's really important to understand those. And yeah, I feel like, did I say everything? And as we close out here, I just want to say, let God mold you into what is rare. In a world where so many people want to look alike, or so many people want to do things to impress and lose themselves in the process, let God mold you and create the life of your dreams. You are creating, and it's really important to have clarity of what you want so that you are not focused on it or fixed on anyone else's plate. You are not like, I want this, I want this. I knew what kind of ring I wanted. I know what kind of life I'm building. I know who I am. And it just takes time where every day I take moments to myself to just reflect on, are you doing the actions that you need to? Are you doing the habits that you need to? How's your mindset? What do you need right now? And just talking with self, connecting with self, because you are the closest thing to God. Your feelings, your emotions are the closest thing to God. No one else can understand you more than you and God. And it's really important to connect with God and continue to pray over your life as a single, into a relationship, into marriage, into motherhood, into creating the life of your dreams. Pray over it. Don't be desperate. Don't be foolish because your lust for the world, your temptations for the world, because your emotional state. You are stronger than you think. And sometimes you're around the wrong people or listening to the wrong music or the wrong things that don't pour this kind of energy into you. I hope you all enjoyed today's video. I'll see you guys in the next one. I love you a lot. All right, all right. I have never had a YouTube video from this angle. Be sure to like this video, comment what you want to see down below. You know what? Let's start with the posture. Let's start with the poses. Let's start with setting the presence. Let's go. You always want to have your posture back, your tummy pulled in, your chest up. I never stick out my butt. I work hard for my butt to stick out on its own. And just keeping your midsection tight and your posture confident. We're having a little bit of fun. We're having a little bit of fun today. You know what? I woke up not in the greatest mood today because someone upset me. But you know what? I didn't let someone else's mood ruin my day, ruin my week. I pulled out my walking treadmill and I was like, let's make some videos for energy, happiness, fun. And we forget to have fun in everything we do. And we put so much pressure on ourselves. I want you to have fun in the new things that you're learning, especially in your health and fitness journey. Love you guys.